Welcome back to the Hip Hop Scholar Podcast, where beats meet bibliographies and where we are committed to preserving the voices, stories, and lived experiences that continue to shape hip hop culture. Here, we believe in giving people their flowers while they can still smell them. Hip hop has long served as a site of cultural memory, resistance, identity of formation, and self-definition. It is a space where artists transform personal experience into public testimony, creating works that speak not only to their experience or into their individual journeys, but also to broader questions of community, survival, and liberation. Today's guest, Spade Morningstar, represents that tradition in powerful ways. Emerging from East Cleveland, Ohio, Spade Morningstar has cultivated a body of work that centers self-love, confidence, personal freedom, and unapologetic Black expression. His music is informed by lived experience, including his time growing up with the foster care system. And those experiences have become the foundation for a truly artistic voice that is both reflective and fearless. Whether listeners encounter tracks such as Brownstone, Free, Menace, Hell's Kitchen, and Happy Lit Day, just to name a few from this brother's catalog, they are engaging with an artist who refuses easy categorization. Spade's catalog moves between vulnerability and defiance, social observation and personal reflection, offering audiences a perspective that is at once deeply individual and culturally resonant. Now, what makes his work particularly compelling is its commitment to authenticity. In a contemporary media landscape that often rewards performance over substance, Spade Morningstar consistently, let me say that again, consistently returns to themes of self-determination, self-worth, and freedom. His music challenges listeners to think critically about identity, while simultaneously encouraging them to embrace themselves without apology. As both scholars and fans of hip-hop understand, the most enduring artists do more than create songs. They contribute ideas. They challenge assumptions and expand conversations about culture and humanity. Spade Morningstar's work participates in that tradition, inviting listeners to consider what it means to survive, to evolve, and ultimately to thrive. Today, we have the opportunity to explore the experiences, influences, philosophies, and creative processes behind that work. We will discuss music, identity, Black cultural expression, freedom, resilience, and the journey that has shaped one of East Cleveland's most distinctive voices. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome an artist, storyteller, and advocate for self-love and liberation to the Hip Hop Scholar Podcast. Spade Morningstar, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First thing I want to say is, oh my God, I feel so seen. Ooh, I feel so seen and so heard. Thank you, Black woman. I appreciate you. Oh, I feel so seen and so heard. I have never heard somebody describe my music in the way I truly feel. I couldn't have. That was amazing. I was trying to stop myself from crying when he was breaking that down. That was amazing. Hey everybody, I'm Spade Morningstar.
Oh, the goodness. Spade Morningstar. No one other than we are the one and only. We are so thankful to have you on the podcast today. Your most authentic self. And like I was saying in the pre-production, we got a lot to talk about, young brother. We really do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's start with the very first question. I always ask my artists, guests, scholars, and all, when did you fall in love with hip hop? When and what was that for you, Spade? Talk to us.
It's, you know what's crazy? It's not a hip hop moment. I'm about 5 or 6 watching Living Single in the basement at my grandma's house. And it's the episode where Kyle sings Funny Valentine to Maxine. And she get to biting the rag and I went, is that what it makes women do? If I could, because like I played around in the church choir and all that. I'm around all of that stuff, My family's in NA, so I'm constantly in those NA meetings in the bottom of the basements, and they leave me in the back room with a piano somewhere. So I always just had this taste of music in my mouth, and seeing that scene made me fall in love with music. And then the very next episode was one of those double feature episodes. So I got another episode of Living Single. And that intro. And keep your head up. What? Keep your head up. That's right. Whatever. I'm like,
that's right.
I was like, oh shit, I want to dance in this motherfucker. Like that episode and then that intro back to back, it kind of felt like, now that I look back on it as an adult, it felt like I got grabbed by black music in that moment.
I love that. True blue and tight like glue. I know that's right. That
That part.
blackness. That Living Single, especially. Shout out to Living Single, one of those iconic transformative shows back in the 90s that really, just captured the black expression, the beauty of it. Everybody had a
Yes.
wonderful job. Everybody owned something. People were
Yeah.
together. They
And then
had
I got
the
to.
arguments. Go ahead, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then I got to see myself there because I get characters like not just Kyle as a young dark skinned man, but I saw myself a lot in Obi. He's from Cleveland. He grew up country with a little city, so he's real good at building stuff. And in Cleveland, everybody got a trade because you can still graduate from a Cleveland public school right now with your plumbers or your electricians, your auto tech, all of those things. So like everybody in Cleveland can fix something, can build something. And he reminded me of my uncles, the ones that wasn't fucked up. So I got to see myself in those shows, and I can admit that show is what made me fall in love with black women. And not just a single black woman. Like I got to fall in love with the tomboyish type. I got to fall in love with the nerdy, eccentric type, the artsy type. I got to fall in love with the tough lawyer type. I got to fall in love with the city girl, because if we're gonna be honest, Regine, original city girl. Like but
Right.
that that show made me fall in love with, like, not just being black, but it gave me like hope to like being an adult black person. I'm like, that's what adult life is gonna be like for me. Like I just knew it. You could tell me nothing about that show. Still can't.
And still, right? It is a classic. It is epic because you pulled so many themes out of there, right? And as you were speaking, and I'm thinking about your music does the same thing. It has a little country, has a little eccentric notions to it, the style of it, and contact lenses, the bones, just so many different layers, right?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Really. Yeah. Speaking of that, and I love that Living Single, iconic as it is still influencing you. So we got to begin with that name, brother. Spade Morningstar. Break that down for us. Where did that start?
So my birth name was Azazel Morningstar.
Okay.
Yeah. When I got adopted, they changed my name because they knew what that meant. But I was named after two demons on purpose. I think it was to tell me to, if I'm gonna be honest, my mama says because she hated me. And she knew when she birthed me she hated me. And I believe her. But I choose to believe that it's because that I was told to always question what I'm being fed. Always question what I'm being taught, to self-govern. And if I don't recognize the God in me, what am I praying for? To always rebel, because if I feel the need in my soul to rebel, it's because I'm being oppressed. Rebellion isn't a primary emotion; it's reactionary emotion. So if I'm rebelling, what's holding me down, forcing me to rebel? It's like saying he fights back too much. What is he fighting back against? So like definitely being so close to music, I embraced the name and just went, you know what, I'm gonna turn that hate into a love for myself. Spade is it's kind of like a double entendre now, I didn't realize it was going to become that. My stepdad, the one who raised me, love him to death. He killed himself when I was 14, named Mark B.W. But he called me Spade. I was a Spade partner since I was like 6. And so he called me Spade. But then also being in foster care and getting sex trafficking and all that stuff led me to being a sex worker real young. So I became a Spade. A Spade that they only saw for like its sexual prowess and its physical prowess. So I kind of used it as a little both, because if you're going to argue me like that anyway, I might as well make you pay. I'd rather be a smart hoe than a dumb slut, if that makes sense. Hoe smart enough get paid.
It makes sense. It does. And that is
So I
a
kind of took
very
words that I know have such a dark connotation to them, and also went, why is it so bad to you? But it was okay when Jesus called himself the sun and the morning and the evening star. You feel me? Like, what made you afraid of the sun, my nigga? And why you see darkness when you hear the name? You feel me? I'm gonna just always question what you feed me. You feel me? I'm gonna even test it, make sure it ain't poison. Like, I'm actually questioning it deeply. So I stuck with the name, and the fans who actually like me, they appreciate it. They see why I am who I am.
you are who you are, and you express that. And it's profound what you shared about, your experience and how you are using your power for good, because you could very easily do the opposite, right?
And not just can,
And
I have.
well, with the music, and I mean, real talk, right? I appreciate the transparency where, life can lead you down many different paths, right?
For sure.
And now in 2026, where we are today, right, you are turning this to music. And I've had the liberty of speaking to different people when it comes to hip hop, and when I think also about myself, my love of hip hop is more than just listening to the music and tapping to the beat. Hip hop has saved my life. The lyrics, certain artists, the culture of it, the study behind it, it really saves lives. So it's something much deeper than just, the lyricism. There is a spirituality that comes from not only listening to hip hop, but the creation of it. So can you talk to us about when you create this music and go into those places? Like, talk to us about that process. Like when you begin, like how do you even begin when you start creating your music?
Um, First, I want to say what you said about hip hop. No, let me answer your question first, because
Okay.
I don't think I create. I think the ancestors do, for real, for real. I I don't force myself to create. If I ain't feeling it, I'm not doing it. I play 17 instruments, and if I don't want to play them motherfuckers, I ain't playing them. Like, if I don't feel like writing today, I'm not writing today. And I don't have to. Um, I I really don't think I create. I think I go through moments, or I have a dream, or I had to put something on the altar for the ancestors, and they don't went, hey, I need you to tell this story for me. And I have no choice but to get it out, or it's just gonna fucking haunt me. I ain't gonna be able to sleep. I just ain't gonna be able to.
I know.
But what you said about hip hop being more than just the lyrics, more than just the beat, um, it ties back to what I said earlier about living single. I fell in love with hip hop through what we call a jazz song, because hip hop is the amalgamation of all black culture, not just a music genre. Hip hop has 5 pillars: b-boying, graffiti or art, DJing, MCing, and knowledge. Knowledge. So it's the amalgamation of all black art. Every black painting, every black book, every black story, every black song, every black rhythm. It's That's hip hop, and it's never ending because there will always be a new black song, black rhythm, black. I don't care if you want to call it R&B, if you want to call it soul, if you want to call it jazz, if you want to call it blues. It's black as fuck. It's black as fuck. It's black as fuck. I don't care if you call it house or rock. It's black as fuck. Like, and and because of that, I truly don't allow. Like, I'm comfortable with being stuffed in the hip hop genre. I can make an all rock album tomorrow, and they'll put it on the hip hop and rap charts because I'm a nigga, and I'm okay with that. Because you damn right, it's hip hop, and all of it is all of it. I want it all. I want it because we created it all. So when it comes to creation, when the creation hit, I'm not gonna stop. There's been times where I'm like, people would think I was on drugs, like hard drugs, because I would be up for 4 days in the studio. I done played the guitar till my fingers bled. It's blood on the piano keys because I just won't stop. My eyes is sunken in. I ain't ate in days because I gotta get it out. And I ain't even smoked. I ain't even smoked a blunt. And when it comes to the creation of it, I do whatever the ancestors tell me to do. And when I get stuck, I smoke a blunt, and they're like, and just like, that's just gonna sound wild. We adults. I don't know why it works, but I watch porn when I get in a creative, like, stuck place. For some odd reason, like, sexual energy makes me more creative. Or I'll go to the strip club and just sit there with my studio equipment. Like, I'll go to the strip club to mix. If I'm stuck and I don't know how to do the mix, I'll just sit in the strip club and my homegirls will bring me drinks and shit. They all know me. They know he's stuck. And I'll just go to the strip club and sit there and just finish the beat. like, I don't know why it works for me.
Well, but you know it does. That's, again, knowledge of self. That's knowing your learning style, using the acquisition of that learning style to complete a project that's put on you. You're taking that responsibility to the level that you have to think outside the box. Coffee, traditional meditation. No, you need to see titties for you to be able to create music. And that's a real thing of knowledge of self. That is taking your responsibility. And I want to ask you that too, about responsibility, right? Learning the different things that inspire you. What responsibility do you think artists should really hold on to with preserving or even evolving these traditions through their work in hip hop, right? Or in music, or even with anything? Define this responsibility that we should have as artists in hip hop to preserve or evolve these traditions of those pillars of hip hop.
I think it's so important to it that if you're not honoring the traditions of it, you're not doing it. We wouldn't ask that question if we were talking about Kung Fu. We say, yes, you better honor the traditions of what the fuck you're learning. It wouldn't be a question because then you're not learning it and I won't teach you. You're not part of the culture. We wouldn't be asking this if we were talking about the Talmud. You feel me? We wouldn't be asking this if we were talking about the Torah. You better honor the fucking traditions. Because it is that deep. The hoodoo that deep for me. It's like disrespecting my grandma blue bottle tree out in her front yard. You bet not. I don't care if you don't understand it. And if you're not preserving those traditions, you're not participating in hip hop, and I don't care what your color is, you're a colonizer to it at that point.
Yeah, we have a lot of cultural appropriation. Yeah.
You're a cultural appropriator. You stealing from the culture, and then you're not giving back to it. You feel me? And that ain't no different than killing it. Like, that ain't no different than killing it. But when you talked about that, since we're on the topic of responsibility, I think the biggest responsibility, specifically in hip hop, and to narrow it down in rap, as an artist, definitely as a male artist, because even though I identify as not binary, come on, you see this, you see man. And that's how I'm perceived, and that's how the world gonna treat me as a black man. It don't matter that I don't identify with all of that shit. I don't care. But as a black man, in hip hop, I think it's very important for us to is you ain't got to poison the babies. Like we can talk about our evils. We can talk about the shit we've been through. We can talk about the violence. You feel me? But you ain't got to poison the babies. There's levels to the shit. You feel me? I don't think I don't agree when people go, well, I'm just an artist. It ain't my job to watch what your kids listen to. I ain't saying it's your job to watch what your kids listen to, but I'm gonna make it very clear that they shouldn't be listening to Menace. You feel me? Like Menace talked about all of those same things, and at the end of it, we bring it right back around to what the fuck my grandma said. You keep acting like an ignorant little nigga, they're gonna put you back in chains. Yeah. You feel me? Like I can talk about all that shit, even like Happy Lit Day. Happy Lit Day is a party song. I'm talking about drugs and all of that shit. I'm not performing that at the Nickelodeon Awards. Fuck is we talking about? You just don't have to do it. I don't care what the checks say. There has to be got to be some morals within the shit. And to be honest, it's certain gigs that if I was asked to do it, I go, why do you want me there? What's your agenda for putting me there? Like, like my song Bougetto Bounce. It's a fire jump. It make girls want to twerk. But I'm saying, pop that pussy. Why do you want me performing that at a kids venue? Why should I be performing that at a Disney show? Why the fuck am I there? Why do you want me singing some of these sexual ass songs I be singing where your kids gonna be? Why did you bring them babies? like it's certain shit that you don't have to poison the kids. That's 100% a choice that I think is an active, like people call me crazy, I don't care. I think it's an active agenda for certain artists to do as much as they can to coon out and be destructive to the black community. I think they got paid extra to do it. Like, I think that's our responsibility to not.
I think there's a lot of relevance, right, and facts that go with what you're saying, and I appreciate that protection that you have and the sacredness. You know, we make music for music's sake, right? For the writer, we write to express ourselves, no matter what they may look like, right? But it has to be also presented to the right audience. And for some, you know, well, it's hard for people, but when it comes to your children, it should be non-negotiable. I think it's a non-negotiable when it comes to children, but once they turn 18, they have the choices there. So I appreciate your stance. Man, I'm telling you, as a person in society, right? And like you're talking about, you know, navigating the femininity and the masculinity of it, and being this, when you were speaking, it reminded me of the legend Little Richard and how he was far beyond his time when he started. He had his own identity. He was the best of the best. He had the aura. He had all the things well before anybody understood who he is and who he was, right?
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and so when you were speaking and then thinking about your music, I was like, man, because let me tell you, Hip Hop Scholar family, you have to check out Spade Morningstar's music. Not just even listening, because the music itself is capturing, right? It's captivating. It hits hard. You have the lyricism. You're singing on it. You know, you're changing up your lyrical style. But then the visuals that go along with it. Like you are this, lack of better terms, this Ken doll that dresses in very different, not costumes, but I feel like you're putting on cosplay and presenting different types of personalities.
We're all born naked, the rest is just drag.
That's a bar, man. Let's say that
we all
again,
born
man.
naked, the rest is just drag.
And with that, right? So that self-love and that confidence, because that's where that comes from, right? You don't give a damn about what's trending or what everybody else is looking like. It is specific to you. Why is that important? Why are those messages clearly that shows you have self-love and confidence? And you don't even have to say those words specifically. It just has those nuances of that. So those subliminal messages that you put out there, we see them, we feel them. Why is that important? So important to you?
Um, because I represent true freedom.
I was talking about self love and confidence
That
and
was
your
the question.
subliminal and explicit messages, right? You do it explicitly, but also subliminally, and you're doing that with intention. So, why is that important to you for your audience? Talk to us. Self love and
Um,
confidence.
because Spade Morningstar represents true freedom. Um, Even the story we told about the Morningstar Lucifer, he fell over freedom. Over why do I have to do this? If they have the choice to say no, why don't I? If they have the choice to praise you, why don't I? And the fact that he could ask, why can't I prove that he could? You feel me? I represent true freedom. Because sometimes, and that's why I think I focus on my love for the children so much. I tell people, yeah, I'm an activist, but I'm an activist for the babies first. Fuck the rest of y'all. Because, yeah, I love women, but women can be abusers too. They can be the ones oppressing the next generation of boys that's just going to be fucking evil. The same way these men be oppressing these little boys and little girls that's just gonna grow up to be fucking evil to each other. It starts with the babies. So, like, I represent true freedom in the way that if you express true freedom and truly govern yourself and govern your actions, you don't need a God to be responsible. You don't need a warning of hell to treat me good. And I won't need one to treat you good. You don't need a promise of heaven, because then you stand up for yourself today and get heaven right now. That don't mean you ain't gonna get it later. Who decided you ain't gonna get it later? You feel me? That don't mean that you don't deserve to get it right now. You feel me? I feel like we were taught too much to turn the other cheek. Jesus whipped people at the... He flipped the table, got the whipping niggas. Fuck is we talking about? When shit went too far with Jesus, he whipped niggas. Sometimes you got whipped niggas. and I truly represent that freedom in everything I do. The freedom to love fully, unashamed. The freedom to hate. Because sometimes you gotta hate something enough to get rid of that shit. Sometimes you gotta hate it enough for enough to be a fuck enough. Love don't always conquer all. You know how we know that? Atomic bombs. Love don't always conquer all. You know how we know that? We America. We kill shit. That's what we do. like that's our thing. We kill niggas. Like love don't always conquer all. So I truly believe in the freedom to love, the freedom to hate, and as long as you're not intentionally doing something to fuck somebody else over, ain't my goddamn business. Do whatever drug you want, long as you ain't hurt nobody else. Party as much as you want, fuck as much as you want, or don't fuck ever at all. And let's read a book about a fucking river. You feel me? Life is way too complex. Even though it's the longest thing you'll ever do, it's way too short to be letting rules and stipulations and a whole bunch of laws that motherfuckers with too much power don't gotta follow be holding you down from extreme joy. Enjoy this shit now. Like, please enjoy it now. Because at any moment, they could have sent some niggas like me to come blow your shit up. Because they sent niggas like me to go blow some shit up in Afghanistan. What the fuck is we talking about? All of it can stop tomorrow. Trump is in office. Donald Trump, bro, he's in office. Anything can happen. So live as much freedom as you can now in whatever that is. Whatever it is, nigga. Be a librarian if you want, cuz. I know a homie on Compton want to be a librarian. Nigga, go do that shit then, cuz. Fuck, be a crippin' librarian. Fuck.
I know that's right. Like Tab say, that's my business, right?
It's my
And
business. Yeah, this is my business.
it's my business, and you say it with such distinction because it's just that easy, and unfortunately people don't see it that way, right? the movie The Wiz, right? So remember The Wiz with Richard Pryor, old school movie, how he
Oh, I
was this,
remember The Wiz. You
you know,
can't win. You can't get in. That's my shit. What? No, I remember The
man,
Wiz. Nope.
I
They
have
ain't gonna take my black
never
card.
seen, let me tell you something. I have never seen The Wizard of Oz. I only
Me
know
either.
The Wiz, right? So, and it was so before its time, and that goes along with Afrofuturism, which is one of my focuses of research, because it shows the futurisms of black expression, and and this is a 1970s early 80s movie. Now the veil of it though is that Richard Pryor played this role where the people were
He was
controlled
The
by
Wiz,
this
right?
power in the sky,
Yeah.
and he would change it to gold, he would change it to red, he would change it to green, and the people would just go along with it because that's just what you're supposed to do. But in reality, no, you get to choose what colors or no colors that you get to choose from. But people don't understand that part. And again, this world of hip hop culture that's exploited, that's colonized, that's used, that's abused. They love our rhythm, they don't want to take our blues. We can still
Mm-hmm.
we can take it and still make something better of it, which is again is artists like yourself that are taking all of the negatives, all of the abuse, all of the challenges, and making this music that's going to last because of the authenticity, because of the self-confidence and the advocacy to make certain that people understand that too. And you're doing just that. And I want you to know that, right? I'm an audience member that, on TikTok, once we reached out to each other and I listened to your music, like, man, it's very understated. But I hope that, us being able to be on this platform, that you see that you are on the right track, that people
Yes.
are listening. People, and you have a great following, and your social media, we have all the links here. Follow Spade Morningstar, and I mean, it is a jovial time on everything. You got like the people you are around, like East Cleveland, represent, right?
Yeah. No. No. Let me say this. One, I am from East Cleveland. Even though we right next to Cleveland, Ohio, is different. We are our own city, and I love Cleveland, Ohio. You feel me? But I am from EC, all up and down Eddie Road, East Cleveland. I love you. No matter how fucking fucked up we is. Like we used to be East Cleveland used to be Billionaires Row. It's where
Oh,
Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all of them lived. So it's a whole bunch of mansions. That's just trap houses and shit now. And we got some, and when we hustlers that actually look out for each other. I love the way Cleveland is like, I don't know how to explain Cleveland, but we different than the rest of the Midwest. And that's not to shame the rest of the Midwest. I love Chicago. You already know what it is, folks. Be the end until you see me in. I'm gonna be a black disciple 10 of my day. So thank you, Chicago. I love Detroit. I love the rest of the Midwest. But East Cleveland and Cleveland specifically is something about Ohio. We like northern Texas. We
ah,
we gonna carry our legal guns. We want the least government interference as possible. And we like to, like, even though we'll have the newest tech and all of that, we still rather have some chickens in our backyard. Hey, it's just it's like the perfect mix of country and city. And I thank you, East Cleveland, for birthing me. Here on Hospital, East Cleveland. Like I love my city so much. I love
that
my
and that
city.
was and that was my next question. Like, how has East Cleveland shaped your perspective as an artist?
Um, East Cleveland shaped my perspective as an artist because, um, well, first because it's so fucking rugged. East Cleveland is not no it's not no safe place. Let's be honest here. East Cleveland is so poor it can't afford the projects.
Oh wow.
It's too poor for the projects. We ain't got enough tax money coming in. And it's sitting right outside of Cleveland, Ohio, in between in between rich kids going to Cleveland State and University Hospital and Case Western, and then the rich kids living over here in Euclid and Cleveland Heights and shit. And I was lucky enough to go to Cleveland Heights because I had an auntie that lived on that side. That's it. So, sitting those kids who's so poor, who's so hungry, who got so much fucking grind, in between all that money, and then you got Lake Erie on this side, which is a whole bunch of mansions and shit. You got LeBron James and them living on this side of you. You surrounded by money and you poor every day. The streets so bad, the sidewalk so bad, they pop the tires on your bike. Like, you feel me? It make them little niggas, it make us hungry. It's a reason why I was selling dope at 7 and good at it. Like, it's a reason why Shaw Week is our hood week. It happened every Labor Day. The whole generations turn out. EC is like, it's reasons people, like, I know people who become millionaires never leave EC just because it's something about home. Like, East Cleveland it taught me everything about being a gangster and how that meant being a gentleman, and how being a gangster and being a knight was the same fucking thing. Different words for a different time period, same honor. It taught me to stand up and fight back, no matter who it is, even a cop. Because fuck the Officer Pac-Man who would beat us up and take the dope out of our pockets and sell it back to us. It taught me to play freely. Because when I came out the closet, I was 11 years old, fresh out the jump. I had just did some juvenile time at ODYS. And I came out, and all I had to do was box a nigga once or twice. Beat the shit out of him. And they was like, oh, no, man, Spade, cool. Leave him alone. Leave Mac alone. He's straight. I've been a BD my whole life. I put down a 9. Like, so and my brothers respect me. And I don't think that's because, I don't think I'd have been able to do that without EC. EC made me tough, but it also really did teach me how to love. I fell in love for the first time in EC. I was able to do real kid shit. Go to the park. Because they went, a little bit of money we do get, we gonna put into the swimming pool in this park. So when it's summertime, y'all can do something. I learned how to get up and be diligent every day and go to football practice playing for the East Cleveland Chiefs. I learned how to make nothing out of something for real and have like real community, like like how to really just like how to knuckle up with a neighbor and y'all bruise each other up, and when you done, help each other up and go grab a burger off the grill. Cause not that shit over with. Hey, like, let's smoke a J. Like it was real community. And I don't like, no matter your creed, no matter how gay or straight you was from EC, you was from EC. And that influenced my music, definitely because Cleveland is such a musical city. We got the Leverts. Come on, now we got the Ohio Players. Like, we got one of my biggest influences. Why am I being stuck on his name right now? Shame on me. But he's the original artist of "I Put a Spell on You." Now you're mine. Screaming Jay Hawkins. He's from Cleveland. We originated goth music. You telling me Bone Thugs and Harmony wasn't a post-punk band?
Oh man.
East 1999 Eternal wasn't a goth album? The Crossroads themes. Goth music is hoodoo music. That's why they focus on bones and death and graveyard, and it's hoodoo music. So like and we just bring that out so well with our harmonies, and I love my city. I love my city so much, and so much jazz influences. Like Cleveland is an art city for real. Like, we talk about Detroit's, Motown's influence to it. We talk about even Chicago's. Cleveland is a forgotten city, and it's a reason why we have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's all I'm saying. It's a reason why we got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, shout out to Cleveland and shout out to East Cleveland straight up. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you captured that so well and represented both of them and explained that. And your words, young brother, you got a power of words. Let me tell you something. You explain that well because I am imagining Lake Erie and those houses, and then you so poor that they're so poor without projects, but the people are there, but the neighbor being neighbors to each other. It is very a very great grand journey, right? That you have been on and continue to be on. And so East Cleveland raised you, made you in your music. So let's get into that artistry with that music. We've talked about the influences. So the music itself, and I like to talk about this not just for the data's purpose, but it helps me to kind of look at how different people do different things, right? The neurodivergency in hip hop. So when you are
Yeah.
creating music, what about for you? What comes first? Is it the beat, the idea, the lyrics? Is it a mood? I think you said that earlier where it's like you'll stay up for 4 days. Whenever you are moved by it, that's what happens. And so I
Mm-hmm.
wonder, like, do lyrics come first? Is it something, a vision? Is it a smell? Has it been all those things? So I
Yes.
want to start there. I have another follow up question for that. So yeah, unpack that with us.
Um. Well, I think my synesthesia it has a part to do with it. Uh, um. I can't paint for shit, but sounds are colors for me. Uh. And and that's the way I'm able to paint. So sometimes it is a vision. Sometimes it is I'm overwhelmed and I just need to let the aggression out. Sometimes it is a melody stuck in my head or just a color stuck in my head. And I was like, I just really want to paint this color. And so I find the right synth sound to paint this color. I like what I love most about synth, like the synth sounds is that it's such pure sound, just frequency. It's so pure frequency that it can't be found in nature because nature's frequencies is going to be affected by other frequencies. The frequency coming off of a plant is going to be affected by the frequency next to it. But in the synthesizer, it's unaffected by any other frequencies bouncing into it. It's pure frequency. So you can make whatever you want. It's just pure vibration. And that much freedom allows me to talk in ways that I'm much more on. I'm only this honest now because I was able to drown myself in music that long. So sometimes it is a melody, and sometimes I will go on a writing spree where I done wrote 10 poems today, or I done got mad and instead of doing like I did when I was young and catching somebody in the alley, uh, I done picked up my pen and I done accidentally wrote a diss track to the top 10 rappers in the game, whoever they are, and just put them away. And then one day I heard a fire beat from the homie, and I was like, you know what? I can just take his name out of there, and this a fire jump. Drop that bitch. like, so like, dang, I wish we were in my room because I have a big old military, still say U.S. on the top of that bitch from my great granddaddy, like war tub, metal jump, filled with notebooks from when I was like 8. Got at least 500 notebooks in there. At least 1,000,000 verses, poems, stories, hip hoppers. Like write a whole hip opera and just put it away. So like I guess lately, for the most part, it's
Mm-hmm.
been a lot of sound creation. Like I'll get stuck on a sound or for a certain time period. Like I'll be like really obsessed with the pop punks riffs, and I'll be doing. And I'll make like 20 pop punk beats in like a week, and then now I'm obsessed with boom bap, and now I'm doing that, and I literally just whatever my black soul feel like eating that day, I feed it. and it
As
just
you
makes some
should.
really good art.
Uh, so save that vault for part two of the interview, okay? Like I
Uh-huh.
want to invite you back onto the podcast, so definitely have that vault. And so that man, so with the synesthesia plus the vault plus being haunted by this music, I gotta ask you this question, Spade. How do you know when a song is finished?
To be honest, I got a God complex. I can release it unmixed, unmastered. You gonna love it, bitch. So I be feeling like it's done the moment I got hopped off the mic. My engineer be having to say, "Let me engineer it," but I'm like, "But I already sang it. It's perfect." I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna play humble. I'm not. I'm not a humble person. I look in the mirror and turn myself on daily. I am obsessed with me. I tell every because I'm very poly for the for if I say this next wild thing, I'm very poly. So I always tell my partners, even if I was monogamous, I'd be cheating on you because I'm fucking me first. Like I'm in love with me. I'm actively in love with me. Everything I do. If I watch myself in the mirror just doing work, I'll be like, God damn, stop being so cute. Like I love me. So everything I do, I think it's perfect. It's done now. Like
And
most of I don't know if you heard it. It was on my tape songs about you. I have one on there called John Henrietta, and it's just a jazz song. And one day I just went in the studio. My homie had all the instruments, and I stayed in there for like 10 hours and just made like 7 of them bitches by myself. And it was the best thing. Oh, I want to do it again. My fault. I went on a tangent a little bit.
no, you didn't, because what you're describing is that your life is a cinema, that you are the main character, and that you know you are describing how everybody else should be for self. It's
Yeah,
it's actually the opposite. We see we see murder suicides, we see so many different things, people unaliving themselves
my
because they
daddy did
don't
that
have.
for me. I ain't gotta. He already told me why I can't do that because he did it. Damn, that's like that. But like I ain't like let's be honest. Fuck man, I've been shot so many times. I got a bullet in my spine right now. They can't take it out. I'll be paralyzed from the neck down. I've been shot over 20 times, like, and I'm still walking. Like, if I could, I don't think I could kill myself if I tried, and I wouldn't want to because why would you want to? Like, I know things can be bad, but motherfucker, they could be worse. But if they could be worse, they
That's
could be
true.
better. Like, just like life ain't that bad. Cause smoke a blunt, it'll be all right. And I know that sounds like real, like dismissive. And for a nigga who went to college for psychology, I probably shouldn't be that dismissive. But sometimes it'll be all right.
Well, no, it's because of lived experiences. And I'm speaking for me, right, and speaking for us because I know your story. We don't look like what we've been through. Like nobody could sit there and say, and they'll just assume one thing, but have zero clue to understand. The hip hop scholar. What does that mean, right? Like this scholarly notion to ensure hip hop, and I'm reaching out to real artists all over the world to create an archive that will be here forever, that will last and be in academia, so they will never be erased. And the reason why is has depth, but it's called legacy. What we're building, what Spade Morningstar is creating with these albums, is legacy. You know what I'm saying? That's what you have, that's what you're creating, and that's what it embodies. And and we have to also, real talk, Spade, that what we do now, like, we might not go viral, which is fine, we might not get paid, but we know that this, what we have to say, is teaching, and it's going to mold generations in the future, generations of people that we will never see. We are that tree that is being seeded and sown into the ground, that the shade will never see, but someone will
That
sit
part.
under there and be protected by it. That's what we build. That's why we do what we do. And I see that in you, brother. I want you to know that. My brother, my
Thank you.
sister, my person there. I see you.
Thank you. Thank you. And,
And
and when you said about legacy, um, oh, you really hit on the point because I find it funny when men and women think that their children are their legacy, can live on their legacies. Legacies are not something your children fulfill for you. It's something you leave for them. You feel me? A legacy ain't like you fulfill your destiny and leave a legacy. Your kids ain't that legacy. Your kids is your offspring, nigga. Like that's it. Like, that's it. And you supposed to raise them to be dope and all that whoop de whoop. But legacy is leaving a mark of yourself in history forever. And even if my music never blew, there is things that I know people will never forget me, good and bad. Good and bad. I know it's a little boy out there who probably look at me like the devil because I sold his mama dope. But I had to eat, and I was 9, and I ain't nobody else to eat. um, and but I also know it's dozens of black women who, when he physically saved me from immediate danger. It was 2 young ladies at the fucking Bennett Road metro station just this week when me and my partner were coming home from work, and this nigga pulled his dick out on them on the train. And like I legit had to chase them down. I was able to walk them to their street until they felt safe, so that was good. But it was just like even as a person who's been sexually assaulted, that the idea of doing it still felt so wild to me. Like, and I think the wildest part was the security not doing nothing. Security there, National Guard there. They got National Guard all through here in DC. National Guard is there. They did not. I'm yelling. He just pulled his dick out on a little girl, and they're not moving. No one's moving. like, and so like I know, no matter what, I've left a legacy of good and bad. But Spade Morningstar will sit in people's hearts and minds if and when it's my time. Because I done been through so much, I really don't know when that'll be. I got a bullet in my spine right now. Like, I can be doing a little too much in the gym tomorrow and this be over with.
yep, and then
And
one day you're walking and the bullet pops up out of your skin. It may go the opposite way.
that part, and then I'm perfectly fucking fine. So let's skydive today. Let's go whitewater rafting tomorrow, and then let's read a book in the library the day after. And, and go sit in the park and smoke some weed. And like, let's literally do whatever we want. Because if, say, the world is burning for real, it's all burning. Paris is burning. It's 250 years. We're dying, dude. What the fuck can you do to stop it?
Yeah.
I might as well smoke a J and enjoy the bonfire then. If it's burning.
There you go. I know that's right. I know that's right. Uh, there's so much to Spade Morningstar. And this is just the beginning of our conversation. I want to thank you for your time. I will see you soon for part 2. And that
Thank you.
invitation is open. You have been quite insightful today. Hip Hop
Thank
Scholar
you.
family, y'all check this brother's music out. It is
New track
as
for the big girls
extreme.
coming out tomorrow. Put your back in it. This one is just specifically for the big girls because I am a torta chaser. I like big women. I love you. I love you. So this one for y'all. Check my music out. Spade Morningstar everywhere.
Spade Morningstar everywhere for sure. Well, this is the Hip Hop Scholar podcast, fam. Y'all check them out. We are out of here today. Peace.